Happy Friday. Welcome to Beyond the Forecast. Happy Friday, Don.
And a happy Friday to you. We have not spoken other than hi, how are you?
Yeah, we haven't.
Before we walked into here, so we may talk about, I don't know what.
Well, we got to talk about the forecast.
Well, actually,
We're going to have a discussion about that. So perfect timing.
A little bit about the forecast. As of noontime, there wasn't a single model that predicted that we would have rain during the afternoon anywhere north of the south side. And really not even the south side. It was mainly confined to eastern North Carolina. Not a single model.
There's something out there.
Yeah, obviously.
Sprinkling, yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing very, very much. It's not going to amount to
Even the
anything.
even the HRR backed off.
HRR had nothing.
Weird.
Yeah.
Last night the HRR had the most last night. The graph model, our in-house model, had kind of what this is happening here. It was okay.
Yeah.
Graph
didn't have it. It had the rain over northeast North Carolina, but not a speck of rain anywhere else. And pretty much the same for the high resolution rapid refresh, the HRR.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it was trying to see some type of dry air intrusion that was happening, or
evidently it was.
I don't think there's a lot of dry air because I mean even last night it was
evaporating on its way down. Well, today it's not evaporating on its way down. It's not huge. It's enough to make you have intermittent windshield wiper.
Yep.
And that's about it. It's hardly enough to wet down the sidewalk. Sidewalks don't appear to be even wet. But nonetheless, the forecast models did not pick this up. They did pick up the eastern North Carolina stuff, but that's now moving on off.
I didn't. I did think that we could get around 1/4 of an inch of rain for today and tomorrow, grand total. That'd be the highest amount.
Yeah, here and there, I think that's.
I don't even think we're going to get 1/10 of an inch today.
To the north, no, it's barely measurable. It's 1/100th of an inch.
Yeah.
You know, in some areas. It's so very, very light. 1/100th of an inch if we're lucky. Some of the rain tonight is expected to be a little bit heavier across, say, the Richmond to Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, and Accomack County area.
Okay.
So that could see 1/4 of an inch of rainfall there. And it's kind of curious too. There's the forecast model right there. That's what I was looking at noon. And basically, the HRR was the same at the very beginning. If you go back to the very beginning.
Oh, right here?
3 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, it had the rain going all the way on up into the peninsula, and even a little bit on up toward Gloucester County. So that was wrong too. None of these had it.
It was way off.
Yeah.
This is still looking pretty dry, but I do believe it will be dry this evening.
Yes. Overnight, we got some more rainfall moving on through.
Yes.
And tomorrow during the day, we've got some rain with the cool fronts both along and behind it. I think we'll see a bit of rainfall moving on through. But it'll be a good, sharp, cool front. There's where things are. 11:30 in the morning. The front is actually watch that arrow there, 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, let me
watch
backwards.
It, flip it on over to the north, a general northerly direction.
There's the front.
Yeah, there's the front moving through, and then after that, maybe even a rumble of thunder along the Albemarle Sound, according to this, coming up during the early evening hours.
Could be a little bit warmer tomorrow now since this front's not coming in the morning.
Yeah.
That's a big change.
In fact, I bumped up the temperature for the day tomorrow, bumped it up to 70 degrees. It's nominally higher.
Yeah, we had 68 last night. So.
Yeah, bumped it up to 70 degrees. But with the down, on the 7-day forecast, when you see it, and it says like 70 degrees, and you see a down arrow next to it, it means temperature's going to drop later in the day.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen. We're going to see that 70-degree reading by around noon, quite likely. I think last weekend we saw the same kind of thing with the front moving on through, and it started out warm and then cooled off in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if this verifies, I'm going to try and get out on the bicycle and hit a trail if I can sneak out before this rain arrives in the early afternoon, because that's looking really nice.
Yeah, it really is.
Could have a couple hours, and that even has it partly cloudy.
Yeah. Now, this does not have much wind. I'm kind of mixed emotions on that. I think we could see a little bit of wind. We got a cold front moving through.
Yeah.
We could see some wind out of it. It's got 10, 15 miles an hour.
It's pretty light, though, on this model.
Yeah. So we'll have to watch what goes on with that. And again, some thunderstorms.
They pulled it up a little bit more north, but They pulled it up a little bit more north, but general thunderstorms, not severe weather.
Yeah.
So and that's what we see here on the future track. We see those general thunderstorms that pop up right around 3, 4 o'clock, close to Ahoskie, maybe Elizabeth City, Edenton, and then maybe drifting into the Outer Banks. Could be 8, 9 o'clock. There could be some thunderstorms. And every time I see these, the model makes it look stronger than it probably is going to be.
Yeah.
Because this looks like it'd be kind of intense moving through mainland Dare County, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it too, given the time of night too.
Sunset is 4:50 some p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
For storms at least. So, and then into Sunday, we're looking fine.
Yeah, but might see a few morning clouds, and then during the day, fairly light wind and a bit of the coolish side. It'll be 10, 15 degrees cooler coming up during the day on Sunday, but really kind of seasonable. Normal is around 60. I think we'll be around 57, 58 degrees coming up on Sunday during the afternoon.
That's not too
wind.
bad.
No, and there'll be plenty of sunshine too, so it won't feel that cold.
Yeah, so this rain that's coming through for this Friday afternoon, it's just general showers. We don't have any areas that are looking intense. Maybe a little heavier for the eastern shore, but that's about it.
And it's not all that heavy.
And that's not even that heavy. Let's look at here's current radar. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's just a light shower.
Yeah, we did have a little moderate rain south of Elizabeth City this morning and around the noon hour. But again, it was not that terribly much at all.
I'm going to zoom this all the way out. This whole storm system, it's been fun watching this for the last 3 days develop in areas around Texas and into New Mexico and Arizona. It's now moved out of those areas and it's just kind of died a little bit.
Yeah, it's very broad.
Yeah, it didn't.
Obviously.
The low didn't. It couldn't advance far east, so it stayed warm in the south, like for parts of Florida and areas along the Gulf, and then the cold air stayed towards Colorado. But otherwise, it's just kind of temperate weather with showers from really Nebraska all the way to our area.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the view from the GOES East satellite. So this is just satellite data. This isn't looking at radar data, but I thought this was pretty impressive looking.
Yeah.
Just a big swath of cloud cover. It's kind of cool. Fun to see that.
Yeah, and it's a big low pressure area. I'm also watching what's going on up into the Dakotas in Minnesota up there.
I think that's a fog layer in the Dakotas.
Oh, is it?
And then I don't know what the Minnesota thing is, but I think that's a morning fog.
Yeah, but you'll note the cirrus clouds are kind of fun to watch, dropping on in from the northwest. There.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And Arizona, I don't know if that'll go to Arizona. Will it go to Arizona? Yay! There's again, storm. It's been offshore of California, and it's providing some cloud cover to the southwestern part of the United States. Likely some rainfall as well.
Cooled them down a little bit too with that north flow.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, it's time of year where they do get some storms rolling on in the winter.
I'm going to zoom in towards that South Dakota area. It may take a second to load, but I want to see what's going on closer up because that's kind of fun to see. It was interesting from the zoomed out view. I forget the name of that river in South Dakota, right in the middle of it.
It's Missouri.
Is that the Missouri River?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that's the Cheyenne Indian Reservation in that area.
Yeah.
I've driven through there. Winter night, mid-January, 21 below, full moon.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was it was kind of an adventure because it was just so cold. You don't want to break down because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, and the gas stations and service stations are few and far between.
Yes, you have a gas station, and it says the next one is like 70. No, it's like 100 or 150 miles away.
Yeah,
like you gas up at that station. Everyone stops.
Yep.
And then you load up with snacks, and then you keep going.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, I probably should have taken I-90. On the interstate, but it was more fun and more memorable.
They could have stopped at Wall Drug.
Yeah, I could have stopped at Wall Drug.
It's one of those places like south of the border.
Isn't the Corn Palace on that same route?
Yes, it is. Or one time.
The interesting thing about in South Dakota, only there they have these things called jackalopes that run around. They don't exist. They're rabbits with antlers.
Yeah, but
I couldn't even give a straight face when I saw you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's obviously satirical kind of thing. It's been around for over 100 years though, and people have believed him.
Oh, the jackalope.
Yeah, the whole jackalope.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know the history of it. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. I can remember in barber shops when I was a little kid. I grew up kind of near to there. They used to have jackalopes mounted on the walls of barber shops.
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. What a catch.
So as a kid, you kind of go, "Oh, wow, is that real?"
Yeah.
What it was a rabbit stuffed rabbit that they'd put pronghorn antelope horns on, so it was called a jackalope.
Oh, that's how they created it.
Yeah,
I always wondered the
now
kind of
they
history
use
behind it.
Now they use deer antlers, so
Yeah.
because pronghorn antelope are not that common, and you don't want to be
Harvesting them for
No.
that. Right. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have some more. I have some cool video. Don has something from back from the 70s that we're going to talk about. So,
Oh, I got to run get that.
well, you better go get it. We have
right.
2 minutes.
Okay.
We'll, we're starting now.
Forgot. Okay. Looks like I don't know if it is a prong. I don't think it's a pronghorn though.
No, I don't think that for the antlers, no.
Yeah,
They seem a little too thick.
Yeah, it's a little too many prongs on it. Pronghorn antelopes have like two. It's like a one short one and one longer one.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, out of a main shaft kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, that's pretty cool looking jackalope there.
Yeah, so that's on the wall. So
Yep.
kids see that and think, whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff. All right, so you brought something in here.
Yeah. When you do what we do, you kind of bounce around a bit in terms of, there aren't that many TV meteorologists in one city. There are, four of them, whatever.
Sure.
So if you want to move up, you got to move to a different town. And so you move from Duluth to Norfolk to Minneapolis to Norfolk.
Yep, that's my
all right,
deal. Yeah.
divulging. And I moved from Fargo, North Dakota, of all places, to Nebraska, and then to here. And that's where I've been since 1981. I stayed in Nebraska I was in Minnesota for about a year and a half. I was in Nebraska for about 4.5 years. Then I came here. Now, in Nebraska, when I was in Nebraska, they gave out as a promotional thing. I don't know if they gave it out or you have to send in a couple of bucks or whatever it was. This thing, and I found it in my shed. Okay, I was kind of going through stuff and cleaning it out, and look, it's been kind of, something ate at it.
Yeah, something got to the box.
Yeah. It is a rain gauge, and I don't know if you can see it on there. I'll put it closer.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I can't read the numbers exactly. Oh, right there.
Okay, it says Don Slater, NTV Network, whatever.
Yeah, right there.
Rain gauge.
Yep. Here, let's see.
It's in perfectly good shape.
This is probably kind of risky to zoom this in, but we'll try and do this on the fly here. So,
right.
Oops, that's tilting. Let's zoom it in slowly. Can you just align it with the zoom? Because then I don't have to worry about moving it.
Whoop.
Oh, other way. Yep, right there.
There it is.
Yeah. Don Slater Rain Gauge NTV Network.
Yeah, a little logo there and everything. And it actually works. It's fine. And it's got a thing, bracket to put it on fence post and whatever, and
there it is.
yeah, there it is.
You've had that for a long time.
Yes, obviously. I moved here to the Hampton Roads area in 1981, so this is prior to 1981, and it's got instructions. Well, first of all, it's got if you want to keep track of it, keep track.
Yeah, let
of
me
your
zoom
rain.
that in again.
Oh, that's
underneath a tree. You also want it far away from a tree or building.
Yeah. So
does it say on there what the distance is?
Yes. Rain gauge must be at least as far away from trees and buildings as the obstruction is high. In other words, if the house is 20 feet high, the rain gauge should be more than 20 feet away, or if the tree is 50 feet high, it should be more than 50 feet away from that.
Yeah. So you have to find and it's tough in a lot of neighborhoods, suburbs.
Backyard,
there's trees everywhere, or there's buildings. You really can't find a perfect spot, so you got to find the best you can get.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a cartoon guy in there showing us how to do it.
That's cool. I did back in college. I did a instrumentation class where we talked about undercatch, rain gauge undercatch. So if you get too much wind or the rain is too heavy,
Exactly.
the water can yes.
And make it turbulent as well.
Yep.
So that can affect things. Anyway, it works.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, and it's still in good shape. Yeah. I wonder if the top is like a plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all flat.
Yeah, I wonder if it's yellowed a little bit over the years. It looks really good. It still looks totally clear. Is it glass?
No, this is. I think it's just plastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like plastic to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's what? It's over 40 years old.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that company is still in existence. So
I wonder if it's the same company that makes the rain gauges now, the Coco Ross gauges.
What does Coco Ross stand for? I forgot.
I don't remember. Community, collaborative, I don't know. COCORHAS.
There are all these acronyms for the National Weather Service or any part of the government.
Community, here it is. Let me just pull it up. Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, Coco Ross.
Okay.
This is a great.
Too much.
It's a lot. It's a great resource though.
Oh yeah.
For if you love weather, this is just kind of a shout out for Coco Ross. You can join right here, that big orange thing right in kind of in the middle of the screen there. You can't see the cursor right now; it's turned off on this display. But everyone collects their rain gauges, their rain data, their snow data too in the wintertime. It all goes on an interactive map. You can see all the Coco Ross members all across Virginia and North Carolina, and they submit that total. I believe it is at 12Z every day is when the new data comes out. So it's 12Z to 12Z, I think.
12 being Greenwich time, Greenwich Mean Time, which is 7, at this time of year, it is 7, 12Z, it'd be 7 a.m.
Yep, 7 a.m. So it's it's great. And one thing I really like about it, they didn't have this interactive map before, now they do. You can click on a range at the top, and I do this all the time. So I'll go, I want to know the rain from the 1st to today. And it'll load all the data in anywhere in the country from Coco Ross members. They all have accurate gauges, so you know that they're set up correctly, and you can zoom in and you can see this is how much rain we've had this month in Virginia Beach or in Poquoson or in Williamsburg or on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
Great site.
Yeah.
Great.
Terrific site. And what we were talking about, too, about placement of weather instruments. Thermometers, for example, have to be 2 meters above. Is it 2 meters?
Yep, 2 meter height.
2 meter height, which is a little over 6 feet.
Yeah, about head high for some, yeah.
So, and it used to be, if you've ever seen them, there were kind of these, like on a platform, like little houses with vents in them.
Yes.
And so it has to be in the shade.
Yes.
For the temperature, and it's got the vents in it to allow free flow of air going through.
Yep.
I remember using that, and there'd be a sling psychrometer and other instruments in there, and a barometer, and the whole works.
Funny story about the sling psychrometer, but we got to take another break here. I'll tell you that story coming up after the break. We had a sling psychrometer back in college, John, in my meteorology 101 class, whatever the number was. I don't remember the exact number. Freshman year. So we're trying to detect the wet bulb temperature.
Yes.
That's what it's for. So you have a wet bulb, basically wet cloth on the end of the thermometer. You're slinging it around so it gets to that temperature. Anyway, it broke and it flew across the room, and it was a mercury thermometer. So class canceled.
Yeah.
Because it hazardous material.
The hazmat team had to be called in for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't use it. I didn't use it that awfully much because it was just too much of a pain at the time. You had to have some use gauze was the cloth.
Gauze, yeah.
You know, and wet that down. And,
yeah, swinging around. So no class that day. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
Oh, well.
Here's a cool video. Southern parts of South America blowing that dust. That's just fascinating. Found this on Go's Loop of the Day.
That's Argentina?
Yes.
So it's that's the western, southwestern part of?
I believe it is. Yeah,
South
it's so
America?
zoomed in, it's hard to tell, but
Yeah.
that's what that part of the country I believe it is.
Yeah, and are the deserts there? What is going on there?
Yeah, so I would say because of Chile, that mountain range,
Yeah.
that should grab most of the moisture, and then that part of the country is a little bit drier, so that's
yeah.
more of a desert kind of zone where it's a lot drier. But look at that blowing off.
Yeah.
Iceberg spinning in the ocean right there in the
Ooh.
center of the screen. You see that?
What is that island?
I don't know. I had to look it
Somewhere
back
off.
up. I can't look it up right now because I'm using the same monitor that I would use to
Okay, it's
browse.
off Greenland or somewhere.
Yeah, I can pull it up here after
that's
we're
all
done watching. But look at that thing, just how it kind of sits there and moves. It's a huge iceberg.
We have a visible satellite image. What we say, what's not moving, that's snow. What
Right.
is moving, that's cloud cover. When we have a satellite picture like that.
Yeah, it's and kind of like when we went back to this view here, when we see different clouds back in the Dakotas, it's moving differently than the upper level clouds. So it's maybe a fog or some type of low level deck of clouds.
Yeah, isn't it amazing that we're able to see the borders on there? The borders are lit up. They must have just big lights going all the way along those borders or something. I'm kidding.
Fix that. There. Well, remember the interview yesterday with Charles Bolden, former NASA administrator. He
Yes.
was on the shuttle. He was looking down at Africa, thinking, "Oh, I'm going to pick out Senegal and Ghana and Kenya," and he got up there and said, "Oh, wait, which one is which?"
Yeah.
Because the borders aren't actually there.
You got to look for a landform. You got to look for a lake or some mountains or something.